Frag Radio. Frag Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, baby, for another episode of Frag Tag Radio. And here with you today are your boys, Pradius
and J to the Ray.
SteveOh.
And Matterafact.
My bad. I'm just
all right. And also here with us today,
boy, Death from Above.
all right.
There it is.
There it is. And that's probably the best intro we've ever had. So, of course, first we got to get those plugs out there. Just went up on Appy Gamer finally.
Happy Gamer,
yeah.
live in effect. You gotta
Live in
search for
effect.
Frag Tag Radio to get us on the sources. Another big announcement is Game On is iOS bound finally now.
Yep.
He got it finished. He's submitted it, and we've seen screenshots of it, and it looks good.
So, Appy Gamer on Android and iOS and Windows 8. Game on Windows Phone and soon to be on iOS.
Yeah, I know we've been saying that, but it's really happening this time.
It's really happening. And Frag Tag Radio taking over the Game RSS app on Android for a special haunted edition of Game RSS. So if you're on Android, definitely want to go ahead and download the Game RSS app and check out the Game RSS Haunted Frag Tag Edition. The icon of the app is a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin with our logo carved into it there.
Yeah, shouts to Dominic over there.
Shouts, and then
Also on Xbox One News by Hoek Software, which is also an Android app.
and Xbox Game News.
And Xbox Game News. Also, don't forget about World of Video Game News by Destroy.
Yeah, big one. Oh.
Yeah, big one. They're a great Android app.
World of Video Game News. They got a crap ton of sources. Definitely download World of Video Game News. Yeah.
And Appy Gamer, big time app. Good
So
to go.
many big time apps. Hard to give them all equal amount of time on the mic.
But we will do our best.
We do. And then, of course, hit us up on our website, fragtagradio.com, for those latest reviews, articles, podcast episodes. Because if you want to get the latest episode 15 seconds before it goes up everywhere else, you definitely want to hit it up on fragtagradio.com.
Where else you going to go?
For those 15 seconds, there is nowhere else to go. And on Twitter, at Fragtag Radio, hit us up with the tweets, tweet.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Definitely trying to get some subscribers on
We got
YouTube.
plenty of followers on Twitter, but slacking on the YouTube.
I know we're almost 16,000 followers strong on Twitter. Can't even break 50 subscribers on YouTube. What's that about?
No kidding. Yeah.
What's that about?
On YouTube. And leave us questions on a voicemail or text message.
1304 Talk FTR.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hard to forget that number.
And if you do call, you will be the first one who did. So
Yeah, that hasn't been too successful. The voicemail line. So
It's coming.
one of these days. And then we will be having a contest to give away a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, which we will be ending the contest either the last episode of October or the first episode of November. One of the two. So we will post a topic on the website, and then all you'll have to do is reply to that topic
we should have some kind of contest
to get yourself entered.
Where you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel to enter.
There you go.
There you go.
I will post the topic on the site with the link to subscribe. You click on that, and then we will go through all our subscribers and choose one random one. We'll just put all the names in the hat, and then bam! The
FTR trucker
hat of justice, baby.
Oh man,
FTR trucker hat of justice.
It's been a while since we had that bad boy.
Yeah, it's about time we pulled her back out. And in light of this contest being announced, I'm sure Cracksmart will be sending me a message sometime soon.
That's right.
Don't worry, buddy. We got you.
The Smurf of cracks.
That's all right. All right. So, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes going up this week as the next free game with the games for gold.
Man, they are just throwing out the big blockbusters.
Actually, this is the most exciting one that's come out so far for me because it's actually the only one I haven't had other than Magic 2013. I actually never downloaded Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, so it'll be the first real game that I've got for free other than Magic.
Benefit from it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I downloaded Rainbow Six Vegas but I already had the physical copy. But even though I had it, I was like, I might as well get the digital version too.
Why not? Free.
Yeah, downloaded it and then deleted it right away. You know,
of course.
I just did that so that way it's on my account, so I can go back and download it at any time if need be.
Anytime.
That's right. So, but so Might and Magic, that's sure to be a hit. You know, for those 15 days, that first half of October. I'm guessing 1 million downloads at least. Woo!
Woo!
Bam. All right. So Microsoft expanding sports broadcasts on Xbox One. Not going to be just NFL. They're going to be doing some other stuff too. Hoping to offer more sports programming. Speaking to Bloomberg, Phil Spencer from Microsoft Studios says, sports is a very interesting category globally. Yes, it is, Phil. And the company will be expanding what we do in sports to bring more international sports into the mix.
Sounds good to me.
Trying to get those numbers in for the Xbox One, aren't they? Trying to get everybody they can.
Get those numbers in.
That's definitely a good thing.
They're getting the soccer. That's what they're talking about.
International
cricket,
sports.
I promise you that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Come on, what about cricket now?
Cricket. You got to understand crumpet to understand cricket. All right, so Xbox Fitness announced.
Woo!
This is
Also,
actually really interesting.
Go ahead and cover it then, Jay.
It shows like the way that the new Kinect can actually read your heart rate and your muscle tone, your body fat, and all that just by
Looking at you.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive. I mean that really shows off the capabilities of the new Kinect. Also, what they're going to have is, I don't know if anybody's heard of Insanity. It's like one of the new fitness crazes going around. It's not actually new now, but
A certain type of workout.
Yeah, like one of those video workouts, and it's by Sean T. And he's got like a whole bunch of them now. Like he's got a new one out that's like some kind of dance fitness similar to Zumba fitness. Anyways, he's one of the ones that's going to be a part of Xbox Fitness, and they're going to have all of like their videos and stuff on there. And
Yeah. Old girl from The Biggest Loser, Jillian Michaels, she'll be on there.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot, and I mean, it really does sound kind of interesting, you know.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if it's going to be on that scale like P90. I heard that message.
well, P90 was like
P90X.
Yeah,
P90X is going to be on it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the main front ones that they're using.
Yep. And that's the thing, you know, I know Insanity and P90X are like the two big ones other than like Zumba Fitness.
Yeah.
And both of those are going to be on there. So, I mean,
Along with Sean T and Jillian Michaels, they're going to have Tony Horton and Tracy Anderson. So
I think Tony Horton's actually the P90X guy, isn't he?
I
think he's the one behind all of those.
Yeah.
Like he's the producer.
Def
whatever,
would know. He hits
them.
the gym daily.
Yeah.
Just about. Yeah. This is pretty much a good thing because I know a lot of people who like working out and they wanted to work out with their Kinects, but with the current Kinect, it wasn't giving them the workout they was looking for because like it tells you to do a push-up and you have your Kinect on top of your TV. It can't see you.
Right.
So hopefully this one will be a lot better and will, get people motivated to actually work out.
Yeah, I mean, it says the app can actually read your heart rate without a monitor, see which muscles are most engaged by measuring the power, force, and transfer of weight in your body.
If you work out nude, it'll know if you're like engaged, like below.
Working something else out.
Because that is like the main muscle down there.
This turns into like Star Trek. Engage. Warp drive.
But yeah, so that'll be coming on Xbox One from January 2015 onwards. Unlimited access requires a paid Xbox Fitness Pass on top of the Gold membership, but it'll be free until then. So
that's kind of what they did with Xbox Music, how they gave you those 3 months or whatever.
Right. I won't be signing up for it, needless to say, but I'm sure there's people who will. because I know fitness was one of the biggest things with the Kinect, other than the dance games.
That was pretty much all they had.
And party
all
games.
I saw. I mean, there was a few other ones. But...
Like party games, dance games, and fitness games, and those were the biggest, best games on Kinect, and that was about it. Other than, the Kinect Sports, which is pretty much one of the party games I was talking about. So
Still loves Kinect Sports.
yeah, definitely looking forward to Kinect Sports Rivals. Too bad it got delayed.
Oh, it's just weird how
that happened. Yeah,
because that was the one piece of software that was going to show off the new capabilities in the Kinect 2.0, and now there's really nothing out there.
Well, you got that fighting game from Ubisoft.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Judging by the history of fighting games for motion game, those 1-1 fighting games for motion devices, I wouldn't have put too high of hopes into this one. I don't know the first thing about it. I'm just saying I wouldn't put too high of hopes into that.
With the new Kinect, I'm sure it'll be a lot better than previous ones on the current
Well, sure
Kinect.
it will, but I mean, it would have to be more than a lot better than the previous one to even be halfway decent.
I'm guessing halfway decent is probably what it'll be. All right, and so Phil Harrison, he's been talking a lot lately, and another one of the things he said is that Xbox One is a more than 10-year journey for Microsoft. So you get your Xbox One, you're investing for more than the next 10 years, because they're pretty much saying that there isn't going to be a next generation for them. At least not if there is, it's going to be a long time, because they're just going to keep upgrading the Xbox One through the cloud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just keep making the console better and better and better over time as it goes anyway, so there's not going to be a need for a new console.
Yeah.
I've been saying that I don't expect another generation for... Well, I mean, this was the longest cycle we've ever had, and it was over 10 years.
Well, over 8 years, going up on 10 years. But
Well, because I guess Xbox Live hit its 10 year, and that included
the first
Xbox. Yeah. But either way, it's the longest cycle we've ever had, and I think this one could potentially, the new one coming up could potentially double this one.
Yeah.
So,
especially if the cloud, ends up taking off. Well, like they're hoping it will.
There's just a lot of uncertainty with releasing home consoles right now. It's not an easy thing to do with all the competition you have. I mean, you got the Steam box coming, you got the Ouya.
Did you see that gay controller?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
With the trackpads, that does not even look fun.
It's like Atari all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That does not even look what?
I don't know.
I thought Gabe Newell was a smart guy until I saw that controller.
Yeah.
For real.
Gabe Newell.
Yeah, I thought he was a smart guy, and then I saw that controller, and I was like, "What?
Gabe Newell's gonna take over the world."
How? Who thought that would be better than joysticks?
Gabe Newell.
Yeah.
So supposedly it offers the precision of a mouse, but
that's the whole thing. That's what they kept on touting. It gives you the precision. They must have said that 100 times. It's like if I wanted the precision of a mouse, wouldn't I use a mouse?
Yeah.
I'm getting a Steam box so that I don't use a mouse. So I can play these games without a mouse.
Yeah.
So I don't want the precision
And
of
on
a
top of that-
goddamn mouse!
on top of that, those two trackpads, and then there was 3 or 4 other buttons on the controller.
Yeah, it was really weird.
But they were placed differently.
They were in a row.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Speaking of which, I know that they had those 3 announcements.
The controller looked really weird, and on top of that, the controller looked upside down.
Didn't it?
Like the way you hold it. Yeah.
Pushed in.
It looked like a 360 controller upside down without the battery pack
Maybe
on
that's
it.
so that when you use that, your thumbs or whatever to track it, it's easier. Instead of something coming up at you, you rest your thumbs down into it.
Right. Yeah, well, I could see that because the track pads kind of went into the controller a little bit. They were like discs upside down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that Valve had 3 big announcements supposedly this week. I know that they announced the OS. They had the controller. What was the other one? Because it was supposed to be software. Did I miss something?
The OS is the software.
No, I mean software, like a game.
Well, it wasn't Half-Life 3, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, everybody was speculating it was going to be Left 4 Dead 3, and they were going to announce it as a Steambox exclusive to try to sell devices, and that's why I was asking. I guess that never happened.
No.
No, I don't
So-
know that.
Now, my thing is, who is this new hardware supposed to attract? Is it PC gamers, or is it to bring console gamers to the PC?
I think it's to give a PC gamer, to bring PC gamers closer to the consoles without actually being a console gamer. Giving the PC gamers the option to game on their TV. Because Steam
But
is huge.
you can already do that.
Yeah, but I mean, this is I guess a more accessible way to do that, with a controller and whatnot. But I mean, Steam is such a huge thing now. I guess they're just trying to take advantage of that and get into the console market with Steam.
I guarantee you, it's not going to take off.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a flop. But there's so many hardcore Steam fans out there. It could at least have a cult following.
Well, I mean, yeah, a cult following.
But that's not enough to
but
keep something like that alive.
Put it this way, the Wii U will probably sell more than the Steam box.
Not only that, but I mean,
Let's
somebody
see that.
I was reading an article and they made a very good point. It's a Linux-based operating system.
Which is another downer.
Because a lot of games right now, a lot of the big-time games aren't even compatible with Linux.
Yeah.
So you're going to be missing out on a lot of software just right there.
Yep.
I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, but anyway, so and then recently this past week, Microsoft showed off Halo 4 running on PC and showed Halo 4 running on a Windows phone.
Yeah, actually a
streaming
Lumia 520.
streaming from the cloud.
Yeah, a Lumia 520, a low-end Windows phone, and the reason they did that is they wanted to show that on low-end devices that I think it had like a 0.42 latency, which is impressive for a low-end device like that. And that's this is they're going to come out supposedly with their own cloud service, similar to Gaikai, to where they can offer backwards compatibility and stuff. Streaming, but the possibility of actually streaming, Xbox 360 games from your Xbox One to your phone. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool concept because they actually they were playing it on the Lumia 520 with an Xbox 360 controller, or it might have been an Xbox One controller. I could be wrong about that. But one of the two.
Yeah, but and I think that goes right back to what we were talking about a minute ago of how they're saying that the Xbox One is going to be more than a 10-year journey for them because they'll be able to update it more and more and more and just run the graphics processing stuff from the cloud. Yeah. And you just have it kind of streamed to where you are.
Yeah, hopefully this works out well because this will just bring the backwards compatibility for like your digital downloads from your 360.
Backwards compatibility for those that have an internet connection.
Yeah.
But with as many people that had a problem with Xbox being an online console, evidently there must be a huge amount of people out there that don't have internet.
It's funny because those people sure as hell could find internet to complain about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That trip to McDonald's, free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you what, though. Streaming Halo 4 onto a Lumia 520 is impressive because I have a Lumia 920, and I can't imagine even pulling up an internet browser and watching a YouTube video, much less playing Halo 4. So if they can do that, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Everybody just meet at McDonald's and just throw down on some Halo.
On your phones.
Kick all those old people out.
While eating a Big Mac?
Yes, sir. Getting your fat on.
All right, and Surface Pro 2 and Surface 2 have become official. This is going to be, it's 20% faster than the original Surface. It's got the same 10.6-inch 1080p display. Battery life is
a big upgrade.
Yeah, it's been boosted by 75%,
which is huge because that was the knock on
the front of the original Surface. Yeah, it also comes with the 1.6 gigahertz i5 Haswell processor now, which also has the new Intel graphics in there, which will give you double the amount of graphics capabilities of the original Surface, and you can get it in 4 or 8 gigs of RAM now. So the original Surface Pro you could only get with 4 gigs of RAM. Now you can get it 8 gigs of RAM, which is pretty freaking significant. I almost wish I'd waited, but I don't know. So the Surface 2 has 3 USB 2.0s, support for 3 USB 2.0, 1 BS3B 3.0, 1 mini DisplayPort, Ethernet, audio in and out, and charging. That's a lot of stuff going on with the Surface Pro 2. They also have a dock this time around, and when the Surface Pro 2 is docked, you can output up to 3,840 times 2,160 resolution on an external display, and it's capable of editing 6K video Boom. So this is a full power PC in the form of a tablet. It's actually thinner than the original Surface Pro as well, while packing a ton more power. So it's pretty insane. You can pre-order it now, and yeah, it'll be coming out in the near future. I don't think they've announced an exact date yet, but you can pre-order it now. The 64 gig one with the 4 gig of RAM starts at $899. But you can go up from there if you want the 8 gig of RAM, and you can get it with onboard 512 gigs of hard drive space now, up from the like 120 something I have on mine or something, I don't know, but it's a pretty significant upgrade.
Yeah, it is.
Boom. So Surface Pro 2, and Rod Ferguson. The dude who was big things at Epic Games for a long time, heading up the Gears of War franchise. Then he left there and went over to Irrational and helped them finish up BioShock Infinite. And then he left there, and people were wondering what he's going to do next. Well, now he's starting up a brand new studio with 2K, which I think is pretty interesting that he chose 2K. He said that he can't announce they're working on a project, a game, but no details on it yet. But he promises that there will be details soon. So anything that Rod Ferguson gets down on, I'm interested in finding out about, because him and Cliffy B were the big guys behind Gears of War that made that so successful.
He left not too long after Cliffy, right?
Yeah, it almost felt like right after. I don't know, but it wasn't long.
Yeah.
But yeah, now also Battlefield 4, they have released the full list of game modes. Let's see what you got. Multiplayer game mode, 7 game types available at launch. You got Conquest, the Capture the Flag mode, offering vehicle warfare and infantry combat across land, sea, and air. Then you got Dominion, which shares a lot of conquest elements, but capturing flags is quicker, and it's for infantry only, no vehicles. Then you have Obliteration, which is a new mode in which players are tasked with securing a bomb, planting it over on the enemy's side of the base, and then blowing it up.
Search and destroy.
Pretty much, yeah. And then you've got the next new mode, Defuse, is a close quarters combat game mode. You can have 5-on-5 player battles. With that, you're given just 1 life per round and can only be revived once each round. And you get victory by eliminating the enemy squad or arming and detonating the objective.
Search and destroy.
Yeah, well, pretty much.
The other one was sounds like what's the other one that's just like Search and Destroy but this has respawns? I can't think of it.
Oh, Headquarters?
It's Demolition.
Demolition.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Well, and then of course after that you got the team deathmatch, of course, and also Rush, which has you attack the attacking enemy team, attempting to arm and destroy 6 of those MCOM stations, and defending teams trying to stop them.
Search and Destroy. No, I'm just
kidding. Just different things.
Yeah.
They're going to have 7 Search and Destroy modes at launch.
They're going to have 10 dynamic maps available at launch. Siege of Shanghai, Paracel Storm, Zavod 311, Lansag Dam, Flood Zone, Rogue Transmission, Hainan Resort, Dawnbreaker, Operation Locker, and Golmud Railway.
I'll tell you what, man, Battlefield 4 is looking incredible on next-gen consoles.
It's looking pretty incredible. The beta is actually starting this week on the same day as Grand Theft Auto Online, October 1st.
That's for current gen, right?
Right.
So in other words, no one is...
On 360, PS3, and PC.
Yeah.
So no one's going to be playing this beta, huh? Everybody's going to be on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I was on the phone
I'm sure there's a couple of hardcore Battlefield people who will get down on it.
I was in Hardee's and I was on the phone with P, and I'll go up in line, and all I said was, yeah, you actually, it's better if you do it with all 3 of them. That's all I said. No, I said all 3 characters. And then he was just like, "You're talking about Grand Theft Auto, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, that game's awesome." I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, man. You want to take my order?"
Pretty much got the same response at work too. It was like the old heads at my job were like, So Kev, how's that new Grand Theft Auto? Because I have the stickers all over my hard hat, and all the younger crowd was like, "It's amazing." Oh my! I didn't even get to respond. It's amazing, yo. I don't want to be here right now. I just want to be home playing it. I was like, I can't wait to get off. Straight to Grand Theft Auto.
I wasn't feeling good this week, and as I said before, I took a day off, and I get back to work, and my boss was like, "You took a day off just to play that Grand Theft Auto, didn't you?" And I was like, "Now, if I'd have done that, it'd have been Tuesday, bro."
Just play that Grand Theft Auto.
Out there stealing cars and wreaking havoc and mayhem.
What's wrong with you?
All the kids on my team, I mean, they're 10 and 11, and
They're all playing?
I overheard them, yeah, and they're all
Wow.
like, "Yeah, Grand Theft Auto is awesome." I'm like, "You shouldn't be playing that shit."
Are parents aware of this?
Well, I mean, dude, there is no way a kid under the age of 15, 14, you know, maybe 14, maybe, but like 13, 12, no way they should be playing Grand Theft Auto. No way. I mean, that game is just as real deal as it gets.
Language and gore is the one thing, but with like all the nudity and like sexual stuff,
a lot of nudity in this one, and it's just taken back. Like, it's like boob shots now are the new thing in Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? Like, they're just tits everywhere in that game.
Adult situations.
Adult situations.
It's funny because if you go back to which one was it, San Andreas, when they had the coffee mode, it was like the big controversy.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you just get to do this. You just get to, see this on a natural. It's not a problem now.
Yeah.
So
It shows you how much time has changed from then to now.
Maybe they saw that a lot of younger players and all are desensitized, unlike their parents and stuff. A lot of us are parents. Not saying that I am, but we're more forgiving about playing certain games than our parents were.
Yeah.
I mean, I freaking couldn't play Killer Instinct until I was 20. So
I don't think it's that the parents are forgiving. I think it's that you either have a parent who's like, just like you were saying, who's not going to let their child play that game because it's not for them, or you have parents who don't care or who aren't informed.
That's what I was just about to say. I think the biggest issue is because when I was at GameStop the other day, I saw a mom went in there. The kid she had just taken him in there to get a game, and he just went to the shelf, grabbed Grand Theft Auto, and was like, "I want this one." Yeah. And she was like, "Okay." He went to the counter, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I can't give it to him. I have to give it to you."
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Oh, why?" And he was like, "Because it's got an R17 rate." And she was just like, "Oh, okay." She had no idea.
Yeah, no.
She's just thinking, "Oh, there's probably a cuss word in there or something."
Exactly.
She has, or there's probably a lot of violence.
Yeah, shooting.
She has, and that's what 90%. I mean, a lot of the parents probably they just have no idea. They still think, "Oh, it's a game. How good could it?"
Same thing happened to me when I went to Target. Got the copy, and in front of me was like a young kid. It had to have been like at least youngest was like 10, no older than 11, 9 to 11. He was there with his grandma. I'm like, oh, he had to do the same thing. You have to give it to you. I need to let you know that this has this, this, and this in it. Okay, whatever. And I went home and started playing the game. Went to the strip club. And I thought instantly, man, that kid's gonna like rock his world when he goes into this.
He's about to be jerking it tonight.
No idea. Like that grandma had no idea like what she just bought her kid.
Yeah, if you remember, what was it, close to a year ago that they the courts overruled that as a game store owner, you could sell your game to any kid, to anybody, because they considered gaming video games an art. So you can't what's the word, censorize it. Mm-hmm. So they say, oh, it's against their constitutional right. Wow, but if that's the case, how come they can't go to the movies and watch the same rated type of movie?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, in Australia, that shit ain't flying.
No, Australia's always like
I don't think Saints Row 4 even got released in Australia because they tried to like submit it over there once and they denied it, and then
it was released.
Volition went back. They edited the game down and then sent it to them again, and then they denied it again, and then they brought it back. They edited it down even more, sent it back again, and I think they denied it again. So I'm not even sure if it ever even came out over there.
Yeah, they had to retake out the part where it was like you was taking a drug to enhance your abilities. So they wanted that part out.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. This is a little bit off topic here, but you're talking about movies. Like that's a form of art. And I'll never forget when I was like, oh no, I guess I just turned 17, 18, and you know Jake, crazy Jake. And we go to the movies, and it was like 6, 7 of my friends, and this lady's like, I can't remember what movie it was, but it was an R-rated movie, and she's like letting us go, and Jake is the last one, and she like lets me go, lets my friend go, lets my next friend go, lets my next friend go, and then Jake starts to go, and she goes, whoa, and stops him right there. She's like, I'm gonna need to see some ID, and Jake took out his ID and put it on her forehead like that. Yeah, the police came. It was crazy, but if you knew Jake, he's crazy. He's batshit crazy, but Joe knows that. But I don't know why. I just felt like I had to tell that story.
I believe the very strict policies of Australia, because there's a
kangaroos over there, and that's why they have to be so damn
strict. I saw a YouTube video where this guy got pulled over by the police because his car was too loud, and they thought that he was not burning his emissions properly.
Oh.
Like, the dude had to sit there and describe, no, I have a catalytic converter, I've got all this, and everything's legal, I took it to a shop, I can show you my paperwork and everything. And the guy was like, okay, I'll let you go this time. But pulled him over in the middle of a video because the cop thought he was not burning his emissions properly. So
for a country that started out as a bunch of criminals.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
You know, it's happened like that. I mean, basically, England said, damn it, we got all these criminals. What are we going to do? Just throw them on an island. Yeah. Now, then it became Australia, and now they're like the most liberal.
We don't want to be known for how we started.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to be known for way better than that.
I mean, they're really strict over there. And if I lived over there, I'd want to shoot myself in the dick.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Prized possession of yours there.
So many hot broads in Australia. It almost seems like every broad in Australia is hot. I don't know. But I've got a lot of friends from Australia who I game with, like, online. And then, like, a lot of them, like, are females. And then, like, I'm friends with a lot of their female friends, like, on Facebook. And their female friends. So it's like, you know, I look at my friends list and, like, you know, my wall on Facebook, like, half of them are chicks from Australia. And every single one of them is drop dead hot. It's insane. I'm getting steamed just thinking about it. It's making me really hot.
I can show you a mud duck from Australia. Watch women's rugby. You want to see a mud duck, dude?
Oh, no, I don't want to see no mud ducks.
I'm here to tell you. No, John. When one of them walks up to you like, hey, yo, you trying to game?
It's like those British broads with the teeth that are like in 10 different directions.
Oh, wow. Over there, they just need like a whole new dental plan over there. That shit is just...
I watch Sky Sports.
No disrespect.
They have... Sky Sports has some hot English broadcasters on there.
Well, if you're a broadcaster, you kind of got to be.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when it comes to sports.
Somebody tell Wavy TV 10 that.
Whoa. That's just because our locals are you know, there's not a lot to pick from.
That's the best we can get right there.
If you want something decent, you got to like go out to Virginia Beach and like look really hard on the shoreline.
Yeah, you'll find that they're visiting.
Yeah, exactly.
They're around here. You just got to do a little searching.
The corner of 5th and
17th Street in Roanoke, dog. 17th Roanoke.
That's where you find them at.
Nobody that's listening to this right now has any clue what 17th Roanoke is.
That's all right. That's all right. Thief 4 is a thing. And
on to the next bit of news.
It's going to be coming out, Thief 4. And they've announced the pre-order bonus. Bam! It's a bank heist mission. They've revealed anyone who pre-orders will get the exclusive in-game mission. The challenge will pay homage to the bank mission from Thief 2, which will feature enemies, security measures, and loot not found in any other part of the game. So, and the Thief 4 is coming out on pretty much every platform there is. It's coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Ooh, no Wii or Wii U in there, but
saw that coming.
What can you do?
Just cry, those Nintendo fanboys. I'm sorry.
Oh, But and then South Park: The Stick of Truth finally,
Oh Lord!
finally a release date.
Have you seen that game How to Survive? The arcade game coming to 360. It looks so awesome. It reminds me of what is that game that we played online? That the zombie game that recently came out. I can't think of the name of it right now. Arcade game.
State of Decay.
State of Decay. It reminds me of that, but it's got a dungeon crawler Diablo feel. It looks like Diablo, and it's all about crafting. And anyway, it looks absolutely awesome. And they had an IGN Play video on it.
Is that game already on Steam, like on PC? It sounds like a game that's already on PC.
I don't know. I can't answer that. But anyway, I know it's coming to 360. I know it's coming to 360, and actually no, because they said it was coming. I think they said it was coming to Steam, and then they said it's even coming to Wii U.
Oh,
and then
crap.
and then the guy was like, and it actually looks just as good on Wii U as it does 360. And I was thinking, damn, that's sad because they're saying that the next gen Wii console actually looks as good as the last gen Xbox console. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a whole bunch of hate mail from
when you feel the need to point that out.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, check that game out. How to Survive. It looks pretty sweet.
All right. You know what else we're gonna be checking out? South Park: The Stick of Truth, which is coming out.
God damn it, Kitty!
They're waiting until the last minute. December 10th in North America and the 12th in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. So, like right before Christmas. They're waiting till the last minute there. But it's South Park, so it's going to sell.
Had somewhat of a turmoil-filled development. Not really development, but just they've had publisher problems.
Switching from the publisher,
or THQ's whole ordeal.
If you pre-order it, you'll get 4 exclusive Stick of Truth costumes that come equipped with special abilities.
God damn it, Kenny.
There's that. And then, let's see, the 4 costumes. You got the Necromancer Sorcerer. That'll increase your fire damage. A Rogue Assassin that'll let you earn extra gold. A Ranger Elf that will let you deal extra weapon damage. And the Holy Defender outfit, which of course raises your defense.
In South Park, actually, the new season just premiered this past week.
Did it?
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
They're going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Not as long as The Simpsons.
I was about to say, they're...
25 years.
God.
Yeah.
I know, it's hard to believe that they're still kicking.
God bless them.
Yeah, well, The Simpsons and still making good shows. What can you do? And then they've also got a Grand Wizard edition of South Park, which comes with a figurine.
I'm gonna go pre-order mine tomorrow.
A 6-inch Kid Robot Cartman Grand Wizard figurine.
Yeah.
God.
Also a Kingdom of South Park map and the Ultimate Fellowship pack.
I want to see what that map looks like. I love maps.
Looks like South Park in the form of a map.
Oh, okay. Well, that settles it. Never mind then.
Don't need to see it now.
Yep, that's it.
It's all about that Cartman figurine.
Exactly.
I guess so, apparently. All 6 inches of them.
Oh.
Whoa there.
It's enough to get you by.
And if it comes in a steelbook case, then that seals the deal right there.
That's what took them so long. They were just like, how are we going to make this for peace?
Make it out.
That's all I need is that steelbook case.
It's just going to have one big stick on it.
Yeah, I mean, they could just call it, Grand Theft Auto 5 Special Edition. $20 more. What do you get with the Special Edition? The steelbook case. That's all I need. That's all I need. $20 more. I'll pay for it.
We'll do it. He's done it.
Love me some steelbook cases.
Did it with the...
Except for that cheap-ass steelbook case they put Mass Effect 3 in. That was not an official steelbook case. That was like 2 pieces of tin slapped together. I don't know what that was, but it was not an official steelbook case.
Still made you happy.
It did.
It did.
It was better than the plastic one case. Rockstar is advising Grand Theft Auto 5 players to avoid garages
I know.
until a bug is
I
fixed.
made so many cars and dropped them off in there. It took me forever to finally realize. So, they're disappearing.
Yeah, go to the big garage, the main garage, and take them in there. They don't
that's what I
disappear
did.
from there. Mine aren't disappearing from there.
Mine are
Only the house
gone.
garages. The safe house garages, gone, every single time. But the big main garage, they're all in there.
Yeah, that's what I did. And, I put 3 cars I customized. Put it in there. It was like, all right, maybe it's just I can't see it.
Well, let me ask you
Another
this.
one, gone.
Are you taking them out and then not putting them back? Because they're probably in the impound.
No, no, I get notifications when, the cars are in impounds.
Okay.
But
He's not dumb. He sees the notification.
I see it. I know. I just haven't gotten it yet.
Well, I get notifications, John.
No, that's just been happening, and I didn't realize until I read like the other day online somewhere, and I was like, well, damn. They
Well,
didn't fix it.
Yeah, I haven't had the problem with the main garage, just the safe house.
Really?
I've had obviously.
Yeah,
several
I've had the
problems.
reverse. I've had the bike you get with Franklin. I stored that in the garage. Like when you first get that green motorcycle, or whatever.
Well, that's automatically
Is
there.
it? Oh, well, never mind. Then.
Have you taken that to Los Angeles Customs, the bike?
No, I haven't. No.
I want to know if you can take those two big boxes off the side of it.
Oh,
God,
the
those things are
saddlebags or
ugly.
whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's like it's
I'll never
the
drive
bike
that
it
bike
is.
just because I'm like, man,
It's just ugly.
hell yeah, that shit looks gay. I'm not driving that shit around town.
Yeah.
But and then like I
The
can't.
boats,
The boats?
the boats, like the marina. You know how you can buy
Oh,
that marina.
yeah.
I had the problem. You know the boat where you can get the free diving gear from.
Yeah.
That it's like down near the shipyard or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, I got that boat, and that gives you the free diving gear. And I took it to the thing so that I always had diving gear
Yeah.
to the marina after I bought it. And I docked it there, and nothing ever came up to where like hit here to save like you do sometimes when you go to the garage. And I read the whole thing, and it says just dock here to save your boats. And every time I come back, the boat's not there. So
Yeah.
I wonder if this glitch is like universal as far as vehicles, like
Yeah.
hangars and all that too, because. You know,
Oh, I didn't even think about
or
that.
maybe it's just because this particular boat gives you the free diving gear. You have to go to that spot to get it every time. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you know, to get the scuba stuff.
I almost wish that you could buy like a house on the water, like in Vice City. When you get that mansion, it's on the water, so you could like dock a boat like
Yeah.
right there at your house.
Well, I think
Which was nice.
if you notice, when you're exploring Los Santos or whatever and Blaine County. There are a lot of houses that are on the water, and there's a sign out front of a lot of them that say
Yeah.
foreclosure, for sale.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Grand Theft Auto Online is going to use those to where you can buy them, and you'll be able to do that on Grand Theft Auto Online. Why else would they have signs out front saying for sale or stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because every other house in the game is pretty much already written into the story, you know?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to buy houses for your character. They're not going to be written into the story, so I'm thinking these houses are going to be there.
I thought that they were saying that like for your character, it's going to be an apartment though.
Well, there's several, from what I understand. There's apartments, there's houses. I mean,
Every time I've heard them mention it though, they always say it's an apartment.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say it's a house.
they have, but if you go to the real estate thing too, there's tons of houses and apartments on there. They have to be for something. And what else would it be besides Grand Theft Auto?
But if
Online?
you realize that Grand Theft Auto is satire of the like real life world of
I was just thinking of
so
that.
yeah, so they're trying to say that with all these foreclosures of
Oh, shit.
houses that happen for real, that we should put it in the game as well. So it looks like
It could be.
it's mimicking the world.
It could be that. That's a good point, you know. But not all of them say foreclosure.
No, yeah.
Some of them just straight up say for sale, you know, and you can't buy them. And
Does
then
it have the sign? You know when you go up to stores or whatever?
yeah, they look
Yes,
similar to
it's
that,
not-
but they're a little bit different. And when you go up to the sign, you can't buy them. But then there's on the internet there through iFind, they have the rental properties page. And, you know, that's got to be for something. You know,
Right.
I mean, you could be right, Kev. It could just be for a realism effect, but I think there's probably more to it. You know,
Right. All right. So, and then analysts are expecting Grand Theft Auto 5 to come out on next gen consoles next year.
Yeah.
Big surprise.
that's a good thing.
Big surprise.
I know my roommate, he's got a PS4 pre-ordered, and he gets my well, I don't get them anymore, but my other roommate does. Game Informers or whatever, because I'm not actually a Power Up member anymore, but he is, so I get his magazine sometimes. And I walk in the house and he's reading it. It's all about Grand Theft Auto Online. And he's just sitting on the couch by himself. It was like he had been waiting for me to walk in the door for a while. And he already got rid of his current gen console. He doesn't have it anymore. My other roommate does if he wants to play it, but he doesn't. So I walk in the house, he's like, "Oh my God, did you know this about Grand Theft Auto Online? Oh man, I can't wait, man!" And I'm just like, "Well, you're gonna have to do a lot of waiting, buddy." There is nothing coming out. And it was like when I told him that it wasn't announced for next gen consoles, you could just see the heartbreak in his face. Like he wanted to cancel his pre-order for PS4 and go out and buy a PS3 or Xbox 360 right then because it just broke his.
Yeah, I mean that's why I bought it for a current gen console. I don't really feel like waiting.
No, this game's too good to wait. You know, I mean it's
some games are worth waiting for, but this one is like I said, just too good to wait.
Well, this game I even think will move units of Xbox 360 and
Give it a go. Give it a go.
PlayStation 3s.
Yeah,
Especially if people played it.
But yeah, so chances of it coming on next gen consoles are good. Analysts are expecting it. I'm expecting it. Your mother's expecting it. I mean, everyone's expecting it. So,
are we also going to try to say that we're expecting the trade-in deal like they are with Ghost?
I don't know about that.
Depends on when it comes out.
Yeah, that's what.
If it comes out soon after the next gen console's release, possibly.
But if
it comes out spring next year when Titanfall comes out, no.
Not gonna happen.
Another interesting thing to bring up about Rockstar right now, too, while we're on the subject, is I think we all kind of speculated and even were hoping that Red Dead Redemption was going to be next on their list, but it doesn't appear to be so. It looks like they're going to go Bully 2.
Really?
Yeah, from job listings and everything.
I mean,
all the hints. Bully 2 looks like what they're working on now.
I'm a fan of Bully, but I'd rather have Red Dead Redemption.
Hell yeah! I mean, Bully don't like
or another LA Noire.
Yeah.
I mean, they, I don't know if do they have the rights to that? I know they published it, but they didn't develop it, and. They
let what was their name, Bandai or something.
Well, Bandai, they actually, it was their game that guy created that game and then got Rockstar to publish it for him. So
Rockstar owns the IP though.
Oh, maybe they do. Yeah. I thought that guy owned the IP that created it.
It's a Rockstar game. It's on the Social Club. Yeah, they own that shit.
Yeah, how does
you play it, you can clearly tell it's a Rockstar game.
Well, yeah, without a doubt, they had a heavy influence on it, but that guy that created it, I don't see how he wouldn't own it.
The studio's defunct.
That's true. That studio went out, so I guess they probably acquired the rights to it when that happened.
If they didn't already own it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, the publishers own the rights.
Yeah. So, if that's the case, I'd rather see LA Noire than Bully, but I want Red Dead Redemption 2. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Bully would probably be last on that list.
Yeah, it would. I'd rather have LA Noire than Bully.
I mean, Bully, maybe they're thinking, we went hardcore Grand Theft, now let's appeal to the kiddies with Bully.
Well, I mean, I said Bully is cool, but there's no really good weapons in Bully. Like, you got the slingshot, the potato gun.
Yeah.
And, you can give kids wedgies,
Yeah. But I mean,
swirlies.
The grand picture of all of them are good games. So either way,
you're gonna get a good game out of it. But I think, man, Red Dead was just such a classic, and I don't want to wait another 10 years to get one because if they're working on Bully now, we know how long Rockstar takes. We know the polish they put into their games. Yeah. You're talking about what, 3-4 years probably before we see that. So Red Dead, a game of the size and scope of Red Dead Redemption, you're talking maybe 8 years before we see something like that. And I don't want to wait 8 years for another Red Dead.
No.
So at least then. I mean, look, how many Rockstar games did we see on this current gen? They didn't develop in LA Noire, but I'm talking about developed Rockstar games that we see on this cycle. We got Grand Theft Auto 4. We got
Bully Scholarship Edition.
We got Max Payne. We got Red Dead, so that's 4. Plus, we had 2 big expansions for Grand Theft Auto 4.
Well, then you Rockstar Table Tennis.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a smaller to a degree than the other ones. But yeah, I mean, so 4 mega games and then a smaller game. That's not too bad, and we're talking 8. So I guess you're on it. That's every 2 years.
Yeah, they're releasing something. Yeah.
So I guess that's not too bad.
No.
Plus, found time to publish LA Noire in between.
Yeah, well, and they helped work on that game.
They did. I know.
It's obvious.
Because originally, I remember reading the guy who created it or whatever, all that mocap technology, he had the idea for all that. But the shooting mechanics and all the action and all the driving mechanics, he turned over totally to Rockstar because that wasn't his area of expertise. And all the interrogations and stuff, that was all him. That was all what he wanted. But by playing the game with all the mechanics, Rockstar did that part. Because I remember he even talked about how when Rockstar came in, how much attention to detail they placed. But another way you could tell Rockstar wasn't fully involved in that game is by playing it. Because of the stuff that was going on around you. It's nothing like Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto or games like that. The streets and stuff, the action all around. There was very few pedestrians, and was it you that said back in that time there was even more pedestrians than there is now?
Because there was less people had cars.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And in that game, the streets were dead, and Rockstar wouldn't have wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good that they're not rushing to get all these games out because what was it, 5 years since Grand Theft Auto 4? And look at 5. Look how amazing that game is.
Yeah.
So it's let them take their time so that way we could get these. I prefer to get the quantity instead of the quality. I don't want 50 Rockstar games
quality
and they all suck.
I'm all for that.
Model.
I'm 100% for that. It's just that if you're taking your time and then the game that I want is third on that list, now you're talking about a lot of time, and that's what I don't want.
We don't want to be extremely old men by the time the next one comes
I
out.
know. I'm not trying to be retired playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
I just don't want.
I mean, I am trying to be retired playing Red Dead Redemption 2, but hopefully at the age of 35 and not
65. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Black Orchid, Killer Instinct.
Yeah, coming back. We knew she was coming back.
You saw her in the video?
I saw her.
Looking dope.
Awesome.
Wasn't she?
Dope. All right, so
I don't know about that new character that they showed. That spider chick, whatever her name is. I don't even think they released it yet. What her name was.
she looks pretty cool.
Sadira.
So you got her, Black Orchid, Cinder, Fulgore, Glacius, Jago, Saberwolf, Spinal, and Thunder. And I think that's going to be the final roster for Season 1.
Yeah. Because that's what, 1, 2, 3.
Which is fine with me because Spinal's in there.
Yeah, that's true. Your guy's in there now. Oh, they don't have TJ Combo.
Nope.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
I'm not.
Thunder's name is Thunder, not Cheap Thunder.
As long as Spinal's in there, I don't care. It could have been Spinal and a whole bunch of new characters. I'd have been fine.
Oh, I would have been horribly. I hate Spinal. I don't know why. How do I like him so much? I could never get combos off with him. I never liked the way he played. It was a lot of 4-4, like Cinder. A lot of 4-4 medium punch, link it.
My favorite character on Mortal Kombat was Liu Kang.
Oh, okay.
A lot of his moves were
4-4.
Yeah.
So
So
I see where you're going. Yeah.
he felt like the Killer Instinct Liu Kang
Yeah.
I was always a fan of Reptile. I like Reptile.
on Mortal
Reptile,
Kombat.
those balls.
Who was your favorite character on Killer Instinct?
I don't know. I liked Thunder, but I liked Fulgore too.
Yeah, Fulgore's cool. Q.
Q.
Do you think that they'll have like different skins?
Yes,
they are,
yes.
yeah.
They announced that. There's two. Like you can buy all the characters for $20, or you can get the Ultimate Pack for $40, which will get you all the characters and all their outfits for each character and the original Killer Instinct.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that.
yeah. Well, you already know we're gonna be getting down
Yeah.
on the original Killer Instinct. Like whoa,
Like, whoa.
Primal Rage would be a cool one.
Wow, yeah.
Classic.
Primal Rage,
Yeah.
that's a classic fighter there.
Man, I forgot all about that game. That game's the bomb there.
Yeah, dude.
Picking up humans and like.
I used to love fighting games so much, man. And then for a while, they just like
They died
disappeared
out. Yeah.
until it seemed like the trend started when Street Fighter 4 made its return.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
Yeah.
and they did such a good job with that game. And I've never really been a Street Fighter fan. I've liked the series, but not. And I'll tell you what, Capcom did an amazing job bringing fighting games back in
They did.
style with that game
I'm
because
glad, too.
Mortal Kombat followed suit with another amazing
Yeah.
job doing it.
Yeah.
And then of course Soul Calibur and Tekken have always been around, but they're different kind of fighters in my opinion.
And Virtua Fighter. That's my favorite.
Virtua Fighter's
Like
classic material.
non-Capcom fighter.
Yeah.
I think it's the most realistic fighter you can get. to
Virtua
play.
Fighter, yeah. I guess I'm strictly speaking 2D.
I like Dead or Alive
Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
and Soul Calibur.
The original Soul Calibur are some of the greatest fighting games.
That's all I remember of Dead or Alive.
So what's her name? Sophia? Or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah.
It's the only fighting game they could come out with a volleyball game to represent it, and everybody
Yeah.
buys it.
Yeah.
For the titties!
Yeah, that's it. God.
Big old bass.
I remember when getting Dead or Alive 2 on the original Xbox, and you go to the settings and you put what age you are. You put it all the way to 99 so you could get the full bouncing on the titties.
Want that full bounce.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so that's the news for this week. Jayray just recently wrapped up Lost Planet 3, posted the review on the site. Tell us about it. How was it?
Tell us about it, Jay.
Did you like it? Oh.
What? It looks like you have to take a dump.
It was a pretty decent game.
Yeah, it was.
I would say that it definitely had a heavy Dead Space influence.
Yeah.
The one thing that I liked about it, and I never really got like the other Lost Planets, I didn't play them to finish or anything.
Yeah.
I never really had much of an interest in them. But I did notice that with this one, which had a new developer, and you can read all this on my review online, but they did a good job. They really went in the route of more of a Mass Effect style or a action RPG style, where you get fetch quests and side missions and stuff from different characters and NPCs, and you can talk to them, have conversations, and they did that, and they wanted to give it an open world feel, but the fact of the matter is, it's really more linear than it appears. It has open world segments, and you can venture and explore, but it always kind of forces you onto a certain path. And like I said, it wants to be an open world game, but it's not quite an open world game. It just wants you to feel like it is.
Right.
It has the part, I guess, that disappointed me the most was the shooting mechanics were not very fluid. I don't know. It felt a little bit dated. Like when you play games like, we're in an era where great shooters are out, third person and first person, and you're playing games like Gears of War and Call of Duty and all that. And then you go to play a game like this, and it's I don't think it's just they were bad. I think it just didn't quite meet the standards of what we've trained ourselves to be used to now.
Yeah.
And it was noticeable, and so that stood out to me. Graphically, it was a pretty good game. It looked good.
Graphically, I thought it looked great.
It did. I had no issues there. Voice acting was very good. The only downside to that, the acting was good, but only for the major characters. There was a significant drop-off between the voice acting of the major characters and minor role-play characters. Significant. And you're always going to have a drop-off there because you're going to have higher-paid actors and better actors playing and more time put into these major role characters. But it was almost like, hey, baby, what are you doing? And then, nothing. I mean, it was just like no effort put into the smaller characters. Not nearly as much effort as there was with the major characters. The story was fantastic. That's where the game shined. They could not have done a better job. They had a much more focus on being a story-driven game than the other two, where they were just kind of going out on this planet and killing aliens and whatnot. This game was all about story, and they nailed it. They did a great job there. It has an upgrade system, but it has no depth. I mean, you can go shops and towns and buy things, but it's like buy ammo or buy an upgrade to the sniper rifle. Once you have that upgrade, that's it. I mean, there's no depth in it whatsoever. Which it would have been nice to see some depth there because there was potential for it to really kind of be deep and be a good upgrade system, and then you would have had more reason to go out and explore these areas to gain cash or resources and then go back and purchase upgrades at the shops. But you didn't have that because you already had all the upgrades very early. So anyway, there was some minor animation problems, especially with the grappling hook. You have a grappling hook where you can kind of pull yourself to different things, and there was a lot of animation problems with that. I take it back. Not a lot, but some noticeable things. But all in all, I will say this is far and away the best Lost Planet yet, and it's in the right direction. Spark did do a good job taking a series that I had zero interest in and making it a series that now has kind of caught my eye a little bit. If Lost Planet 4 was to come out tomorrow, I'd probably play it, because I want to see where the story goes. This acts as a prequel to the first two, so it's actually kind of piqued my interest to go play the first two to the end to find out what's going on. The only other thing I really got to say about it is the multiplayer had a real interesting mode called
Acrid.
Acrid survival. And what it basically does is you 2 teams of 3 start out on each side of the map, and you kill Acrid. And, it's almost like a wave-based game. But once you kill all the Acrid, now it pits you against the other team. And the objective changes. And it might be defend this point, hold this point. And it kind of changes on the fly, and it has kind of an interesting feel to it. The only downside of that, it was 3v3.
Right.
I would have liked to see a 6v6 or something like that in there. The multiplayer was definitely surprising. It's something that nobody will be playing in a couple months, but for right now, to keep you busy, it's something that was surprising. You wouldn't have expected that from us playing this multiplayer. They had the way you upgrade it was interesting too. It had a progression sphere, and every time you bought an item or an upgrade, you moved up a level. So you're basically collecting cash. And I could play 100 matches and not buy an upgrade and still be level 1. Or I could play 2 matches, buy 2 items because I did well and be level 3. So every time you purchase something, you move up a level.
Right.
Sounds pretty good.
Now, wasn't the second one you could play as Marcus Phoenix?
Oh, yeah, Lost Planet 2.
Yeah.
If you beat the game, you could unlock Marcus Phoenix and Dom.
Oh, Dom was in there too. Huh?
Yeah. He was in there too. He was in there.
He's in there. Just gotta work him out.
Didn't work him out.
Yeah. But yeah, so how many frags are we thinking for that?
You gotta give me a second.
I'll take that as a 3.5. Moving on. Killer is dead.
Killer's dead, yes. This is the first game I played by Suda51 at Grasshopper Studio. And
You're missing out on the others.
I feel like I am, because this game, reading other reviews about it, a lot of people just bashed it. And playing it and experiencing it, literally that's what you do, you experience this game, because there's a lot going on in the game, and they don't really explain until towards the end of what exactly is going on, how your character, who's Mondo Zappa, basically you're an executioner who works for an execution firm that goes around and assassinates criminals and killers and stuff like that. But these killers and criminals aren't your standard fare. There's one where I had to go and execute this lady who was just blonde hair, blue eyes, little girl. 20-something years old, I guess, whatever. And you're sitting there talking to her, and she's talking about the pain she's in. The pain! And, exactly. And your character, Mondo, walks up to her and it's like, how can I help? She's like, it's in my back. And he touches her back, and then all of a sudden, while he's behind her, she stands straight up, spins her head all the way around, looking right at her, without turning her whole body. Then her face turns literally upside down, so her chin is where her forehead is, screaming in agony the whole time. And saying, and all of a sudden her voice changes, and then it's like, I guess this is what it means to be a condemned soul. And then her back busts out with 8 legs, a huge sack in the back. It was just crazy. I don't understand how these criminals are just
huge sack in the back.
And she's shooting eggs at you that launch little ticker looking things that have her face on the back. So it's just creepy. And at first I thought maybe it was a metaphor for this is how deranged this person is, so let's just have her be an arachnid or whatever. But some of the other characters you find in there are just strange. There's one, I fought a prince. Well, I guess he wasn't a prince, he looked like a prince. He lived on the moon, which is another plot point to the story. All this stuff, there's some energy coming from the moon that is a demon source. And like I said, they don't explain it 100%.
Right.
So you're always kind of guessing, but this guy lives on the moon, and he has, a gold cup on, and that's it.
A gold cup.
Just a gold cup. And you're sitting there fighting him. How are you supposed to take this guy seriously when, he's, very feminine? Very Japanese this whole game is. And it's just crazy. And, I fought another guy today where it was some, 68-year-old samurai guy who had a tattoo of a tiger on his back, and that dark energy that came from the moon somehow made the tiger come alive.
Out of his back.
But at the same time, though, it's like he always knew about it.
Right.
But to us, when we're playing it, it looks like he just discovered it. But then, like, he's like, oh, you won't kill me now. Like, the tiger came out of his back, killed some other Yakuza members, because they was all part of the Yakuza and all that crap. And the tiger turned around and faced, I guess, his master, lunged at him, knocked the sword out of his hand, and just sat there and stared at him, and that's when he finally realized that it wouldn't kill him. So, but at the same time, it's been with him all those years. And that was a crazy hard battle, because at the end, you beat him once, you go in and do the execution move, which is the right trigger icon appears over the enemy, and you hit the right trigger, and you hit X, and that's when you use your energy meter, which is a blood meter, which you pick up through roses. Roses drop, blood roses. You pick them up, you fill up your blood meter, which is like your special meter, and then when that's full, you can either hit the left button to heal yourself, or unleash just crazy combo finishers. You start with the combo, and then when you hit, a prompt will come up. Of all the 4 face buttons, you pick one. You use it, it'll take away half your meter, and depending on what button you hit, he finishes off, differently. And, juice box. And, it's crazy in the way that the combat is, because at times you don't know what the hell you're doing. You're just hitting X, hitting B randomly to parry, to dodge, and you can literally dodge, you can parry, and then there's a counter. So I mean, the fighting system's deep, and it's a good game. The graphics are really good. The only thing I have a downside about the graphics is a lot of it is really dark. All the characters are like black, just
cell shaded and stuff.
Yeah, kind of cell shaded means just actual regular like polygonal type, But it's hard to see when they're attacking you, since they all kind of blend into this black void. When to parry, when to counter, or when to dodge. So half the time you're just sitting there hitting B, moving left to right. If you're lucky, a prompt will come up. When you dash, away from it, X will come up, and you have to mash the X button. And then finally you go in and do all these, like 30 hit combo, and it'll take away like almost all their life. And then on top of that, if you finish that character off and there's no life left on that enemy, then it comes up with that prompt again, how you want to finish them off.
Right.
So I mean, it's a complicated game, almost over necessarily complicated, with the dodging, the parrying, and the countering. But all in all, man, it's a fun game. And the Gigolo missions, I think, are almost a pain in the butt, because when you do the Gigolo missions, which basically is your character with a fairly attractive female at a bar, drinking, and you have to use the left trigger to zoom in. It's all first person. You're looking at her. You use the right stick to look at her face, chest, or legs, and depending on when she's looking at you and what she says, you have to either look away, so like you're looking at the bar, so you're not like creeping her out. And then when she's not looking at you, look at her face, and hearts will come up real quick. Like, and you'll see a meter, which is in your head, like someone like took a outline of your head, cut it in half. You see your brain and spinal cord and all that go up, and there's a meter that's red that every time you like say she looks at the bar, you look at her chest, it'll be like plus 100 points, and that meter will fill up like 100 points. And once it gets to the max, then you have to give her a present. And after you give her a present, which, it can be a pack of gum, a rose, or like a pearl pendant. And they all range from the pack of gum costs like 20 gold. And then it just keeps going up and up and up. Yeah.
That's outrageous.
That pendant I bought her cost 600,000 gold.
There is no need to pay 20 gold for a pack of gum.
And then after you give her the gift, you have to go through it again. And you have to sit there and wait, stare at her tits. Oh, she looked at me, and then look away. And then, it's real delicate, because if you stare at her tits or face or legs too long, she'll say, you're acting strange, and slap the shit out of you, and the date's over. So, and the only reason why you trudge through all this is because if you actually, woo her, give her a gift, woo her again, give her another gift, then you take her home. You don't see anything, blah, blah, blah. All you do, then you get an upgrade for your gun, which is on your left hand.
Your gun, all right. You get an upgrade for your gun, all right.
Well, jeez, as many times the gifts I bought for her, she should just give it up already.
She should upgrade her gun.
But that's one thing about the game, though. You have a cybernetic left arm, which in turn turns into a gun.
I always wanted one of those cybernetic left arms.
For right, but
oh, that might hurt.
It might.
Yeah.
But let's lose. But
Yeah.
Don't let it glitch. It might not let go.
There's no point though for that gun. I mean, there's very little use to it. I use it just to look down the scope and see where all the enemies are, and that's it. And then just go in there with my sword and cut them all up. But
You're a sword kind of guy.
I am. Want to get it up close and personal.
All right.
Grasshopper is known for it being really dark games.
It is a dark game,
but
yeah.
but the gameplay is just really fun. Like you get aggravated, but it's not to the point where you want to put it down. You want to keep playing because there are small rewards and things that make you keep trudging on. That's why.
But didn't you say that you can ride a motorcycle too?
You can ride a motorcycle. One of your chicks that works for the agency, the firm that you work for, which is Brian Industries firm, I think, which is like a black guy that has like half of his body is all cybernetics, and he's really cool though. He's a laid back guy, but she comes into the scene every now and then, and she has this wicked move where she like spawns like 8 different arms from the side of her, all toting handguns, and she'll just like unload like on everybody on screen. And that was the first time you see her on the bike. And then the boss I was telling you all about with the tiger, you have to the tiger spawns off his back and you have to chase him down. So she comes into the scene, you hop on the back of the bike, and you're literally chasing this dude down right next to each other. So you have to attack it from the side, avoid obstacles in the road, and block at the same time. Which wasn't too hard, it was just kind of tedious in the fact that you had to pay attention to what was in front of you. But all in all,
there was some motorcycle riding in Shadows of the Dam too.
Was there?
Yeah.
Was there? Yeah.
Probably
it's I guess a recurring theme.
Shadows of the Dam was just a hilarious game.
Garcia fucking Hotspur. That's his name.
See, in this game, I don't have
the
any
big
kind
boner.
of sense of like,
That was his gun.
The big boner.
Yeah, you're telling me
that
about
shit down the crotch and everything.
I'm telling you, like it sounds to me like they're sticking to their roots, of great games. And being a person that's played, some of their games, they never disappoint.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying about. I don't know how. I mean, I can understand people giving it bad reviews. It's opinion, blah 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 blah. But I feel like they just expect so much from games these days.
Like
that's fun. Enjoy it.
Out of the Shadows.
Oh yeah,
deserved way better reviews than a lot of people gave it.
Assholes.
So fragging it,
I'd give it 3 frags.
3?
Yeah, 3. Because it's something I would definitely like. If I beat it, I would go back to it, just because it's so different. And there's a lot of hidden secrets in that.
Maybe even 3.5.
We'll stick with 3. We'll stick with 3.
Threw out a 3.5 on my Lost Planet quick. I was mid cramp. I had no response. I had the worst cramp, dude. It's been all day.
But it's definitely a good game. I think people should check it out.
3 on our scale is a pretty low score.
Well, it's out of 5 though.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not really too low. I mean, it'd be a 6 on a 10. That's not terrible.
Yeah, man.
4 around here is the mediocre scale.
Yeah, it is.
4.5 is better than normal, and 5 is just outright.
3.5 is what like super. It's just like mediocre. I was gonna give Lost Planet 3.5. So.
Yeah.
Like 1 and 2 frags don't even exist around here. Like we don't even give those out. They're not even on the scale.
Unless it's Catherine.
Yeah,
Catherine.
unless it's a super shitty game.
If it's less than 3, it just gets automatic booger.
Which is funny because Catherine was like rave reviews all across the internet. Yeah. Everybody loved it. Garbage. Don't get me stirred up on Catherine.
I only like the anime sections of it. That was it.
Right, coming through SteveOh.
That was another game with dating scenes where you were like in the bar trying to woo the chick or whatever.
It was a horrible game.
Yeah.
Just because it was original is why people scored it so high. It seems like games that are overly original now, they get a high score just for that.
They get a free pass.
I'm gonna make a game where you just shit in the toilet.
It's original.
It'll be original. It should get straight 10s.
It might.
Yeah. Have a little mini game, the plunger.
QTEs with a plunger.
No. All right, so Grand Theft Auto 5.
What can we say about this?
Let's let Def.
Yeah, let's let Kev. He's been quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
He's still there, Kev?
I'm here, man. Let me tell you how great this game is.
Tell us.
I literally hit the eject button on my Xbox and took Borderlands off the disc.
Stop the presses!
You know how much I love this game now.
Kev, you ain't got to lie, Craig.
Yo, I love this game.
Yeah.
It's just you try to finish the story and you just get caught up on everything that this game has.
Yeah,
You're driving down a block and you see the little blue dot appear on your, and it's like you have to go see what it is.
What is this?
I kind of
Robbing
compared
somebody, helping somebody. What is it?
Yeah, I kind of compared that when I was talking to P to how I was with Skyrim. Like, I took a long time to play that game, and it was because every time I would want to do a mission or something, I'd be walking and I'd see a cave that was unexplored, and I'd have to go check it out. And that's kind of how the same thing Grand Theft Auto is. It's like, always want to do something else, you know? It's just crazy.
It's crazy.
This game is so much fun. It's like some of the missions, like a lot of things that like some of my coworkers ask me who's my favorite character, and I go with who I can relate to more. Like their story is, I'm loving Franklin, but I also love Trevor. It's like his missions are the funnest missions to me. I find his missions the fun. Like the one where you pick up a hitchhiker. Yeah. What you can do with the options you have with that, and I don't want to get into any spoilers, but I just love the game. You know, I just switching from the characters, and the biggest thing that I love the most, no load time for this game. Immediately you go from one character is on the fly. Love this game.
And the way that Grand Theft Auto Online is going to integrate itself is it's just going to, your online character is going to take over the spare character at the bottom, so you're going to be able to switch between single player and multiplayer just like you switch characters, which is sick, man. Go ahead.
I was reading up on the whole stock market issue. And it was saying how there's two stock markets. You have the ball sack,
which is the online one, right?
Right. That one is like, I didn't realize like how
the ball sack.
Integral this. Yeah, that's what it's called, ball sack.
Yeah, BAWSAQ, ball sack.
I didn't realize how integral into the game it is. It's like actually like it goes by basically what everybody's doing.
The online community, yeah. So like you want to invest in like ammunition or whatever.
Oh wow!
Because that's like what people are buying guns.
Buy ammunition. That brings up the stock. So they say go and buy stock in ammunition because everybody's going to go to ammunition to buy guns, to upgrade bullets, to get body armor.
Right.
Because walking through this game, I think I haven't found any body armor just like on the floor you have in other games. I literally have to go and buy it.
Yeah. I think like the parachute, there's like one place to find that. Other than that, you have to buy it. And there's a couple of guns like laying around in some forts and stuff that you can grab. But other than that, you have to buy them. So, and then like in the other one, the LC, the Liberty City Exchange or whatever, that's like the single player stock market or whatever, which is affected by your in-game missions. But
yeah.
It's definitely, dude. It's the way the depth they have in this game, like everything. It is so insane. And the cool thing is, like with Grand Theft Auto Online, they're gonna have a whole like economy for exchanges and stuff. Yeah. And the only thing that worries me is with the microtransactions, how you can buy money and stuff. Will that disrupt the economy for the ball sack?
Oh, I see.
I don't want that to disrupt my ball sack. But, I mean, so what would you frag the game, Kev?
This has a 5. Perfect game right now. Perfect. 5 frags all day.
Yeah.
I'm going to save everybody the time and agree.
Yeah.
5 frags.
4.
So, how did y'all feel about it?
Oh, I loved it. As soon as I popped it in and just saw the amount of detail, and I don't know if it was just because the 4th one was so dark and dreary compared to this one, the locations, but I still feel the detail on the buildings, the people, the cars, the sky. I mean, the fact that, you could see so much further out in the horizon.
Oh, I know. Flying at night?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Insane with the lights in the city and the bridges.
I just drive at night sometimes just to check it out.
Even though the garages are glitchy, I'm glad they're back, and that I'm not parking on the street anymore.
Yeah.
I thought that was really gay.
I think that was just like a New York thing.
Yeah,
They're trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
I'm glad that properties and real estate buying is back.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was missing in the
And it's
last
so much
one.
more like tangible and like actually, it's, it was in Vice City. You go in there and buy it, and it just makes you money, and that's it.
Now, is it just me, but like when you get a text, you hit the green button and it says pick a response, and then there's the response, but there's only one response?
I've come across
Yeah.
2 responses one time, and every other one has just been a single sole response.
Yeah, I'm like, why does it even say pick a response if there's one damn response?
I know. I don't get it. But I have come across one time where it said to pick a response. It was playing as Trevor in one of his side missions. You actually got to pick a response, but that was the only time. Every other time it's been one option. You know, and I kind of was thinking the same thing. Like, they could have just automatically forced you. I mean, instead of saying pick a response, just automatically sent that back.
Yeah.
So
I think it would have been cool if you could actually respond to text the way you wanted. Like, they gave you more of an option.
Yeah.
So you actually texting people. Because, like, you call people and it's like, if it's not story related, they barely pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, playing as Michael, I would like to just call the wife and be like, hey, what's for dinner? Something like, something along those lines.
And have like random response. Maybe it'll be different on multiplayer.
Well,
like if we're all crews on there, we could send a text to like Jayray and be like, "Yo, meet us at the bank."
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know how that's going to work on that, but I do know, like, if you call, like, when you're playing as Franklin, you can call Lamar at any random time,
Yes.
and he'll answer and be like, "What's cracking?" And you can either
Let's
hang out with them,
Yeah.
or let's hang out, or what's the other option? There's one other option. I just don't know what it is. But anyway, and then you can go with him to, like, I actually went to the strip club with him one time, and then went to the bar with him and got drunk, and
you're not forced to do it like you wasn't for.
yeah. And it's funny, though, because when you actually go out with him to the bar and you leave, you're drunk as hell and you got to drive.
Yeah.
And he makes it bad because he flicks off every cop he sees, and then you get stars, and then they come after you. You're trying to evade cops drunk. It's hard as hell. If you notice, though, every time you pass a cop, he leans out the window and goes, and then all of a sudden the star pops up. You're like, damn it. But I don't care. That dude's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Lamar, he is hilarious.
He's one of my favorite characters in that game.
He is hilarious. He's like, leave a message for LD or
BD?
No, he does say
If
that.
if it's a dude, hang up. If it's a bitch, something like that, leave
Then
a
he looks
message.
at the car. He's like, this must be a baby dude. Like,
I love the
Long
detail
dick.
of this game where I was doing one of the side missions, like somebody wanted me to drop them home, and I stole a car from somebody, and there was a lady, and she was like, how am I going to call the cops? And she ran off, and she maybe ran a little distance from me where I didn't see her, and I turned the corner, and she was on the phone, and she was like saying how, someone just stole my car, and then as soon as she said that, I got the warning, I got a star.
Yeah.
And the cops was after me. I was like, oh, this is amazing how that is.
That's cool, yeah.
run that bitch over before she gets that phone call. And,
I didn't know it at the time. And I was like, okay, now I know. It was like, okay, this is what I got to do.
Yep.
When I bought the hen house, I know that the property manager was like, I need a supply run or whatever. Well, I got sidetracked. I didn't realize it was a time thing when I first started doing it. I got sidetracked, and then I got a text from him. It was like, guess we'll have to do with the liquor that we have. Thanks. And I was like,
Yeah.
But the Playboy Mansion is so, I mean, just there's so many things in this game that you don't know about, that don't stand out, like, that you can just find.
Yeah, you have to go literally explore 'em.
Like, when I found that parachute at the top of Mount Chiliad, and by the way, that puzzle on the thing of Mount Chiliad where people think there's actually a hidden, like...
is that the little hut on top?
Yeah, like the thing at the top, the cable car thing.
Yeah.
People think that you can actually go inside Mount Chiliad to, like, this dungeon thing. They don't... Nobody's figured it out yet. Somebody just recently figured out that if you take that thing, that pyramid thing at the top of Mount Chiliad, and lay it over top of the map for Grand Theft Auto, it actually shows the locations of all these little secret things you can get. And this was like yesterday. I just realized that somebody had found that out. And IGN says at the bottom of their little wiki, like, stay tuned. We're figuring out more stuff about this every day. And there's like UFO sightings everywhere once you get 100% completion. Like at the top of Mount Chiliad, at the bottom of the ocean, you can see them flying away. So something is going to happen with aliens in this game that nobody knows about yet. That, this game's going to continue to update and evolve, and
this game's just never ending surprising you. I mean, one thing that stands out to me this game about is the torture scene.
Oh my dude, that was ruthless, man.
God.
With Trevor, because I felt bad for the guy.
I know,
even
right?
Trevor felt bad
Yeah,
for him.
yeah,
He was like,
he was
"I'm not
like,
gonna do what they
man.
tell me to."
Yeah,
dude. But that guy, dude, when you have to pull his tooth out and it shows the little thing and it shows you're doing the circles on the thing and it shows you wiggling the tooth, I was just like, "Oh, make it stop!"
Yeah,
and then
crazy.
Yeah, man, it's just
it was rough.
like I said. This game is a next gen game on current gen.
Yeah.
Rockstar is such an amazing company, and what they can get out of hardware that nobody else can get these things of. It's just it's it really is a credit to what Rockstar does, man. They're the kings.
Yeah.
I love the special abilities too.
Yeah.
Especially with Franklin. I was driving a car and it was just like I knew I seen a crash imminent to happen, and I just pushed my 2 thumbstick in, and I just had full control, and I was like, "Yo, I'm loving this. It's a great game."
It is.
That
There's
is
no going
nice.
around it.
Yeah, I got another cramp.
Start drinking some water.
Dude, a lot of flag football today.
Oh man. So Steve, you've been liking it so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really much of a Rockstar guy.
You're a rock star, Steve. Don't cut yourself short.
Thank you, buddy. Well, I mean, anybody around here knows that I don't really play GTA. Like, the last time I think I played was maybe on a PS2 or PS1, and I never touched them afterwards. Even Red Dead Redemption, I enjoyed watching people play it, but I never played it. And the one little gripe that I have, and I know it's probably get hated on for it, but I don't like shooting and driving at the same time.
Oh my god!
Must have got rid of that cramp. But I know that you got to do what you got to do, and it's very realistic and all. But it just being a person that's not used to that type of control setting. And I have found myself pressing the wrong damn buttons at the wrong time and having cops come after me. And I think that's awesome. I think that there's a lot of places to hide so you can drop those stars and go about your business. Yeah. And a big plus for me is because I'm so lame at this game is the retries. Where if you fail something, you can constantly retry. And then P was telling me that after like the 3rd or 4th, you can actually skip it if you wanted to.
Yeah. I think they're too generous with that, though. There was
it doesn't count towards your overall completion of the game. So,
I felt like I missed something. There was one where I did that submarine mission where I had to get the helicopter.
Right.
The second heist. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to go pick up. Well, I guess I didn't. I guess I really didn't miss anything, but I just felt like they took it away from me. Because I had to go to the airstrip, pick it up, and I failed. I blew it up, like I just wrecked it. And then next thing I know, I'm already flying with it. Like it already did everything for me. I was like, well, damn, don't I get at least another try? I just felt like it was just kind of like, oh, you can't do this. We'll just do it for you. Have at it. I was like, oh, you didn't even get a chance,
Was it a switching characters thing, or you?
No, it was just I had the submarine was on the truck. I had to pick it up. And then
Grand Theft Auto said, dude, they might get this dude off the sticks. like, for real. We're going to go ahead and guide you through this one, bro.
Yeah, that's what it almost felt like. I was like, man.
Well, we got it from here.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, am I that bad? Like, what happened?
He's going to get home and it's going to be the credits rolling.
I'm like, damn.
I think the only reason why I haven't given it 5 yet is because I'm holding off for the online.
That's going to
Yeah, and
the
online,
come on.
I'm just grading
I want to
online
see
separately,
how it is.
So to me, it's a whole different game.
Yeah, and then, that's a good point.
I'm just grading the single player game because that's what we got.
Yeah.
So
I'm more of a multiplayer person. You know, I mean that's been my big thing with every game that I play, and I think that's what's going to make it shine for me the most. That for right now it'll be a 4.
I'm
But,
definitely looking forward to the multiplayer.
Well, the interesting thing about the multiplayer is they're talking about updating this thing so much so that they could even bring in other cities down the road, such as Liberty City, into Grand Theft Auto Online, which is why they decided to call it Grand Theft Auto Online rather than Grand Theft Auto 5's, because they're actually talking about continuously updating this thing like an MMO. And wouldn't that be cool to be able to fly from Los Santos to Liberty City and Grand Theft Auto Online and just
They should have
do
that.
heists in Liberty
Vice
City?
God, that'd be great. I'd love to see a revamped Vice City.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and that was definitely the best Grand Theft Auto up until this one.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing that you have to remember is you could go to Vice City again, but what made that game was the 80s setting.
Yeah, it was.
You know, and I mean, you could probably say the same thing about Los Santos because before it was the 90s.
Yeah.
And but that was all about the club scenes, the clubs you went to, and the music, and the cars, and the clothes, all that. You know,
voice actors in that was.
God, that game was great.
So many top.
I like the gangster themes of that too. Like, it really reminds you of like those gangster movies that you love so much. Scarface, and
Goodfellas.
all those great games, all those. You know,
that's why I like Michael so much in this one. I have to say, Franklin's probably my favorite, and then Michael, and then Trevor. And I like Michael just for the fact that
Michael's probably my favorite character.
Yeah, I like Franklin. When I play as Trevor, I just kill everything in sight.
Yeah, Trevor's a whole separate entity.
Yeah, I just try to get my wanted level up as high as possible, and I just go nuts when I'm him. When I play as, it's funny because I actually do play the characters like I think that they would play themselves.
Well, I mean, their abilities.
Yeah,
you know,
and
Trevor's ability, slow down time, take less damage. Of course, you're going to rampage. I mean, he has missions of rampage. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like the ambient events or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't ever do the goodwill things unless I'm like Franklin or maybe Michael. I'll never do it. If I'm Trevor, I'll just shoot him. you know, like
something he would really do.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck it.
The funniest thing though is that old couple, Trevor's Strangers and Freaks string.
Yeah.
That where you have to steal. Oh my God, they are crazy. He was like, I love meeting people that are just as chemically unbalanced as me. They are nuts, dude. Those old people, they are nuts. It's like, oh my God, they kidnap celebrities and
I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah, they're like 70 years old, maybe older, and he's helping them like kidnap them and throw people in the trunk. Oh my God, those people are crazy. That's like the best side missions I've played so far. I love it.
That's one thing. Yeah, a lot of these side missions feel like actually main missions.
Yeah, like a lot of the Strangers and Freaks missions for everybody are large things. Some of them go on throughout the game, like. You know, that one, you're constantly stealing stuff from celebrities, like the golf club that you steal from that guy, the rock star's ring, or gold tooth. It was the gold tooth. You know, and then there's the one where the paparazzi guy, you catch the girl fucking in the backyard.
What's up with that?
Dude, that was crazy. And you have to film her fucking, and like you actually have to film it.
It was very graphic.
It was. I was like man.
Dude, everything was graphic.
Like, the things this game brings at you is just on another level, man.
Well, I think that's probably about all we have time for. It has been a good episode, Death from Above.
Thanks for having me again, fellas.
Always.
Faux show, and we will catch y'all next time.
Frag Radio.